I would just like to preface this video with I am an Australian. I live in Australia. I have no political allegiance either way. I do not describe myself as left-wing or right-wing. I'm more for common sense. Whatever makes sense at the time. It's not a fence-sitter thing. I just do not subscribe to any one way or the other. No tribe. I make a decision based on the information at the time. With that being said, let's dive right into this. Hey, what up and welcome to another episode of Creased and one of the most unique episodes of Creased. We're sneakerheads, bro. We like sneakers. We don't get political, but it just got a little political, I guess. And if you didn't see it, Donald Trump has come out with his own shoe.
Thank you very much. This is a big crowd, you know? Hello, everybody. So, thank you very much. And we have a few young ladies that are up here crying. Look at you with the Trump 2024. Thank you, darling. I love you, too. Wow. A lot of emotion. There's a lot of emotion in this room. Thank you. Thank you. So nice. So the really nice thing is we have lines, and I want to thank Chase and I want to thank Alan, but we have lines going all around the block. They're going all around this block. They've never seen anything like this one. I just want to tell you, you know, I've wanted to do this for a long time. I have some incredible people that work with me on things, and they came up with this, and this is something I've been talking about for 12 years, 13 years. And I think it's going to be a big success. Your influencers have been very positive. They've been real influencers, and they love it, and they love what we've done. That's the real deal. That's the real deal. And we appreciate it. We really appreciate it. More than anything else, I appreciate the turnout. Because they say they've never had a turnout like this, and we're going to do things that are terrific. And, you know, it's very important. What's the most important thing? To go out and vote, right?
Kinda. We'll touch on that later. But it was announced that Donald Trump was going to appear at SneakerCon. But no real information came out to the public until the event. When you get to the event, it's not like a booth. He's not, you know, whatever. He's got a whole stage set up with a backdrop saying gettrumpshoes.com. That is the website of which to get these shoes if you're interested. Now, he's coming out with 3 designs initially. One is called, let me get my notes here. I don't want to mess anything up because I thought Kanye fans were brutal. If I muck anything up on this, the Trump fans are going to be... We'll see. There's 3 different shoes. All 3 have the T logo for Trump, 45 as in the 45th president, and the American flag. A lot of patriotism, but I'm curious about if they're made in America. There was no mention that they are, no mention that they aren't. I did send an email to the email that I found. I contacted a couple of social media accounts linked to this website. I couldn't find anything. For me, I feel like if they were made in America, they would probably put that on there because it's a big selling point. The price would suggest that it's local manufacturing, but who knows. The first sneaker that everyone saw is called Never Surrender. And it is a gold high top classic style basketball shoe with the American flag draped around the back. Got the T logo, and look, they're quite, like, my name has been MITUS since 2004, 2003 or 4, right? That's what I've been known as since around that time. I'd say 2004. I don't like gold that much to be wearing them on a shoe. Even though I do have an Air Max 90 in gold, I just have never worn them. They were going to be a display piece, to be honest. But these were limited edition They were called... There was boxes at the event saying friends and family. On the website it says pre-order, and it says it was limited to only 1,000 with up to 10 pairs personally signed. At the event there was a bidding auction for this same shoe, a signed pair, and the winning bid was $9,000. The person that bought them was happy with their purchase.
Happy right now? Got something to say. Trump's let him know. Let him know. Proud moment.
So what was your winning bid?
9,000.
And let's see the signature. All right. Congratulations.
I would say, without a doubt, there was a lot of people that may not have been at SneakerCon if it wasn't for Donald Trump. They were just genuinely his supporters, right? I would say the person that spent $9,000 on these, he was a local. They asked him where he was from. He said Philadelphia. I would say he was just a supporter. And, you know, if you are a supporter of anyone and you have the opportunity, like, not every single person is going to be able to get access to a Donald Trump signature. $9,000, how much would people have paid for a Barack Obama signature? I know I paid... I got like a signed handball from Kevin Rudd back in the day. He had something on his Facebook, and you basically sent the postage money to it and you got it back. It came months later, but I think it was like $5 and I was stoked. Novelty, right? But if you're a fan of him prior or being president, or just a political type person, maybe you're a patriot, maybe you just left or right, you just, that was your president at some point. Again, I am from Australia. I live in Australia. This is just within the sneaker world, and it's very interesting. He did have two other designs. We had the POTUS 45, which is President of the United States 45, which was white with gold accents, a laceless casual runner type style. And I did actually look up a few of the websites that I know that you can customize and basically create your own sneaker. Master P famously used one of those type websites to create his Magnati brand, right? Went out saying, you know, they're going to be the biggest brand, this and that. Nike isn't, you know, owned by anyone in the culture and all this. And then all he was doing was using a website that anyone could use to design their own sneakers. I couldn't find any evidence of this with these shoes. You also have the Red Wave, which is essentially the same as the white one, but in red. Red Wave obviously suggests, like, when Trump won initially, you have the map and states that would usually be blue. It like went through like a wave effect covering, and that's where you get the name Red Wave. I never thought I'd be talking politics on this, and again, I'm not going to say either way on any of it. We're just going to talk about the shoes. For me, what I understand and what I like of sneakers, I'm not going to purchase any of these. They are also only available within, they only ship to the United States, so I couldn't even if I wanted to. $399, which was $610.33 Australian. That's pretty crazy. They would have, if they're not made in America, that's a crazy price, right? If you're willing to pay for that, I know, like, when I criticize Kanye's socks being $200, people were like, yeah, but you'll pay $200 for a pair of Jordans. My argument was, okay, if the Jordans were $200 and the socks were $200, which do you feel like you're getting more value from for that $200? And then their argument was, they're $20 now. Whatever. These shoes are very expensive, but they're obviously for a specific demographic. People that they've been buying the Trump merch. You know, you see people in this event. You know, the lady comes up, she's wearing Trump 2024. Now, the crying was very excessive. It seemed like a planted moment, but it is what it is, right? I'm not left, I'm not right, I'm whatever is presented in front of me. Said that before. That felt like a scripted moment. Why would he just let someone jump up like that? And then, you know, yeah. Good news, you can get fragrances as well. Not just the sneakers. I don't know why. Like, he's got a whole website. His website where you can buy merch and it goes towards his campaign. This isn't that. It's funny, you go all over the website and there's different things. One thing I need to get across is something they have at the bottom of their website. It's a disclaimer essentially. Trump sneakers are not designed, manufactured, distributed, or sold by Donald J. Trump, the Trump Organization, or any respective affiliates or principals. 45 Footwear LLC uses the Trump name, image, and likeness under a license agreement which may be terminated or revoked according to its terms. 45 Footwear LLC. 45 Footwear is actually a cool name. And again, if you are a political person, if you're based in America, if you're patriotic at all, or you like Donald Trump, you're probably going to be all over this. The price maybe, I don't know. I feel like it's a big barrier to entry. Maybe he needs to do what Kanye did and drop the prices. If they are made in China, these shoes, even though it's a secondary company and it's licensing Trump's likeness, 1,000 pairs of that gold pair, the quality looks okay. It doesn't look outstanding. I would say you could easily get them done for about $10. The other shoes, even cheaper. Like, what do I know? They could be manufactured in America. There was no yes or no on this. But if they are manufactured in China, I feel like the price is a bit crazy. But, like I said, he may do the same thing that Kanye did. Probably not, because the limited edition ones, like the 1,000 pairs, already sold out. The rest are pre-order, so you can essentially pre-order whatever you want. The more quantity that you make, the cheaper you'll be able to manufacture them for. It's just how it works. What other notes do we have? The fragrances are weird because, like I said, he's got a whole website and campaign dedicated to that. Could have been on that, but again, like, this is a third-party company licensing his image and everything. The fragrance seems weird. It seems like an afterthought almost, but it's crazy. Like, it is licensed. They have used this, I would say, as almost like a rally at SneakerCon to, you know, get the youth involved in politics and get them out to vote. Because in America, it's not standard to vote. You don't have to vote. One of the other things I saw, we mentioned before, only ships to the USA. There's also no refunds. All sales are final. What if it's the wrong size? It doesn't fit. You should be able to send it back, but who knows. During the speech, he mentions that he's wanted to do this for 10 years. Now, who's to say he hasn't? He's put his name on a bunch of different things prior to running for president, and for the most part being successful, right? A lot of mention of the younger generation getting out to vote. Is this like a publicity stunt just to get the younger generation involved? 30 to 40 plus seem to be all over him, right? Especially in like smaller regions of America that, you know, once had great manufacturing and everything like that. You know, he sold them a dream, and they believe they were much better under him and everything like this. But that's where it becomes tricky. Like, these shoes, were they manufactured in America? Like, if one of the things you led your campaign on last time and this time is, you know, trying to bring manufacturing and jobs back to America, it would be a crazy misstep, in my opinion, if they weren't manufactured in America. But I could not find any information. I did reach out. I'm not going to lay my hat on they are or aren't because there's no information. Now, one thing I will say is mainstream media were like all over him saying he was booed mercilessly. I watched so many different videos, so many different versions, and I could not hear booing. For the most part, it was cheering.
Have a good time.
Maybe you'd hear like something sort of in the back, like someone yelling something out, but you can't make it out clear enough to know if it's booing or like positive, right? I didn't hear any booing at all, to be fair. Like, most of it was positive, and then on top of that, you even heard the "Let's Go Brandon" chants.
Thank you very much. That's beautiful. Thank you.
If you know, you know, right? I'm already talking about politics and stuff. I don't think this video will be able to reach a normal audience. I don't want to be swearing as much as I can on this, but you can hear it. You also heard USA chants. So the mainstream media completely lied about that. Then you had people on ground, like your general sneakerheads, right, mentioning that as soon as the event was over, people left. Like, as soon as Trump left, they left. So they were really only there because Trump was there. Were they sneakerheads? Were they what? I mean, you saw the signs, sneakerheads for Donald Trump, but it also had the website below it. So I'm assuming they gave it out to people in the crowd. Hold this up, it'll look great. But it was, and at the end of the video, because I did scroll through so many just had like the clickbait bits and pieces. I wanted to watch the whole thing so I could actually get a feel of what happened. And what actually happened, you can see it. It looks like people leave as soon as he leaves, right? That's not a good or bad thing. They paid their money to go to SneakerCon. They can do whatever they want when they're there, right? The Biden retort. I said, I'm not left, I'm not right. Let me find this exact quote because it's so dumb. You can tell that what has been sent out was like, yo, who's the youngest on our team right now? What can we say about these shoes? And they've come out with this. Donald Trump showing up to hawk bootleg off-whites is the closest he'll get to Air Force Ones ever again. For the rest of his life. That's a weird quote. Maybe he was told by someone like younger in his campaign, this is what you should say, and old Sleepy Joe, dementia patient, butchered it. Now again, I say I'm not left or right. I think the fact that a reality TV star was president is hilarious. I think someone who suffered a massive stroke should not be in charge of the free world. Saying bootleg off-whites. What part of these shoes look anything like an off-white shoe? If anything, they just look like a generic sneaker that you can source from any manufacturing website and then just add your own touches to them. Is the closest he'll get to any Air Force Ones. Is it a play on words? Did they muck up the quote? I think it should have been Air Force One, as in the presidential airplane, but who knows. For the rest of his life, that's so dramatic. That's a dumb quote. That was ridiculous. I think both sides are just trying to pander to a select audience, and they'll do so at various other audiences. Donald Trump has gone to the UFC. Joe Biden will probably go somewhere else, like, and these niche pockets and try and do something. Now again, this is not a political show. We talk about sneakers. I've got sneakers. If you're here because you saw Donald Trump and you're political or whatever, please be gentle, because I know there's, you know, it gets crazy out there. For me, we'll talk about the sneakers. I wouldn't personally spend my money on them. I do not like them. I feel like they're generic designs with the little added touches, right? It's also $610 Australian, which is wild for a sneaker. If the quality was insane, like a made in America New Balance type thing, even there, like 300 Australian, not 610. This is a company that has essentially created this thing, gone to him on a licensed deal. It can be pulled at any time, and yeah, they're not that great. They're not that great. Make American sneakers great again. I'll see myself out. One thing I'm seeing a lot of people is, like, you know, your usual sneaker commentators talking about is when they initially heard about it, they thought, you know, he's launching a shoe, there'll be a booth, and that'll be it, right? But instead, like, they've essentially taken over a certain amount of SneakerCon and then put a rally on. But there was also plenty of people that were invited to meet him, get them signed, things like that. And there was plenty of people within the sneaker world that were stoked to meet him, that you would actually know, like 2Js.
Yo, check out these Trump ones. $400 retail on these. Check these out. Check the box too. It says Trump, friends and family. Then when you open it, it comes with like a gold wrapping paper. Check these.
Finally left SneakerCon, and we're gonna give you a quick unboxing of a friends and family Donald Trump shoe. So I was one of a handful of people that were selected to go to SneakerCon and hang out and meet Mr. Trump. He decided to drop a shoe, a little different. He signed it, one of the first ones. Friends and family, only 50 made. Cool thing too is that after he signed it, he handed me the marker that he signed it with. It says White House, and it's got his signature. So yeah, Captain America ones, but you know, first time a president's ever decided to make a shoe on his own. Gotta respect it, love him or hate him. These are pretty rare.
I saw different accounts seeing stuff, but it's pretty crazy, man. Like, this was not on my 2024 whatever joint they say. Who had Trump sneakers in 2024 on their crazy bingo thing? I don't know. There was the little touches in it. Are you guys sneakerheads? Do you call yourself sneakerheads? Is this what this is about?
What's happened with all of the people in this room, and I know how seriously you take it, it's amazing. It's amazing. So I just want to thank you very much for being here. It's an honor. It's an honor. You're all sneakerheads. You're sneakerheads, right? Does everybody in the room consider themselves a sneakerhead? I think so.
And then he was saying, you know, people, maybe this person's just political and whatever. Like, I don't know. I still think the crying lady was planted there. Why would you just randomly let someone on stage? Secret Service didn't flinch, you know, that type of stuff. But it's a crazy world, man. 1 minute there's nothing coming out because it's that period of January, February. Next thing, Donald Trump is releasing his own signature shoes. And look, I don't disagree with the fact that he's got his own sneakers. What I would say is I'm sure there are some actual designers that could get together and create something more practical. And with his rabid fan base, they would purchase it. If it was manufactured in America on top of that, same thing. I feel like these are generic designs that you can get on like an Alibaba or whatever, and then you've added your little touches to it, and that's it. that's what they look like to me. I couldn't find anything on the actual just create a sneaker websites, but I didn't look at Alibaba because I already know that type of stuff's there. That's my thoughts. Again, I want to say I am Australian. I live in Australia. I cannot vote on your election. So if you come on here going on about I'm this, I'm that, I'm left wing puppet, right wing puppet, whatever, I have no dog in this race. Like, does it affect us? To an extent, you know, to an extent. But I think both choices are pretty average, if I'm being honest. If I had to endorse anyone, which again, my opinion on the matter is ridiculous, Bernie Sanders, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., much better candidates, in my opinion. But who am I to know? All I know about is sneakers and I guess other stuff. But this has been another episode of Creased Heat. Little poly chart episode. We'll see how this one goes. This could go completely wrong, and it also could just be like people that are used to watching my content around sneakers go, this is ridiculous. Why are you talking about Donald Trump? I don't know. We'll see. This has been another episode of Creased Heat. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and we'll be back twice a week. As always, peace. You know what they're saying about my sneakers? They're saying, this is what they're saying about my sneakers. They're the best sneakers. They've never seen sneakers as good as these. I can't do the impression. Do yourself a favor and go check out Shane Gillis, his skits that he does as Trump, and then like his bit he has about Trump. Like some of the funniest stuff you'll ever see. Trump fans, don't come for me in the comments.